Hey teachers, so today I just wanted to help you when you are trying to get your classrooms organized for partnerships or groups activities so that it can be the most seamless transitions without all of the chaos and extra and distractions that sometimes happen or take place when we're trying to do group activities with our class. So I'm going to throw some tips at you to help you have a smooth day. I'm going to be utilizing some notes, so you may see me looking to the side a couple of times. Point one is to have your desk arranged before class starts. So if you are working on partnerships or if you are working on groups activities, please go ahead and have your desk already set up. You should not be moving desks during class. That is one easy way for distractions to take place, because what are the students going to be doing while you're trying to arrange? So have that already done. If you are not able to move your desk around, or you just don't want to move your desk around for the partner activities or group activities, which I do highly recommend you do if you can. But if you don't, or if you cannot, please already have pre-planned in your mind how you are going to have your students to move their seats so that they can be with their partners or with their groups. Have it already thought about so that that can be a quick and easy move without too much of a distraction for class. Point two, how will your students be partnered? Do you already have a plan for it? Are you going to just count them off, or are you going to do something a little more strategic? My recommendation is to do something a little more strategic. I like to take the opportunity to partner my students and to use that as an actual activity for review. So here are some recommendations. You can do matching. I like to do matching activities when I'm partnering my students. So I might just give half my class terms, give the other class definitions, and let them partner that way. And then they have their groups or their partnerships. Sometimes you can do pictures with terms. You may do problems and solutions. You may do matching pictures. So both partnerships or all of the group get pictures, and they have to get into groups based off of where the pictures match. So either of those are good recommendations for partnering your students in a way that still allows them to be able to review information that you have previously taught. The next thing to think about, so point three, is to give clear instructions that students can refer to once you have given them. So your students should know exactly what they are going to be doing for the activity, down to every detail. And you should have it posted on your projector screen so that when you have given all of your instructions, they can refer to the screen and they know exactly what to do. They should not have to continuously raise their hand and ask you a bunch of questions. And it should look like you've given them directions that are so great that you don't have all of the wandering around the classroom. You don't have students that are moving from their groups to other groups, because all of those details should be in your instructions. I like to utilize CHAMPS as how I give my instructions for all of my classroom activities. You may have heard of it before. If you have not, I've made a separate video to help you with organizing your instructions for your classroom in a very detailed way so that your students are not confused, and I'll link that video so that you can check that out. The next thing that you need to do is definitely do group roles or partnership roles. So if you feel necessary, but it is recommended, give your students roles to take on in their groups or in their partnerships. This gives them a little more sense of responsibility, and it also makes sure that each person in the group has something specific that they are going to be doing. So whether you have, sometimes you may have a scribe, so you may have someone to write, you may have someone to do the reading, you may have someone to do the typing, you may have someone to do the drawing. These are just examples of roles. You may have a time manager, someone who's just keeping the time, but of course everyone still has to contribute to the main portion of the activity, but just giving them all small roles, even like a timekeeper, gives them a sense of responsibility, and it makes sure that everyone is working together as a group and just participating in the activity. So that's another great recommendation. And then the final tip is to utilize visual timers. We know group work can sometimes be an opportunity for students to get off task. We don't want them to get off task. Put a timer on your screen. As well as your instructions, your detailed instructions, you should have a timer on that screen as well. And you need to make sure that you are moving around the classroom and that the students can see those instructions and see that timer. This is going to help alleviate any distractions. It's going to help keep them focused and keep them on task, because if you are moving around the classroom as your students are working on their group work, you are listening to the conversations, the students see how much time they have left on that screen, and you are able to just manage what is happening in your class. If they have any additional questions that are not on the board, you can always answer them because you're constantly moving around. But these are all of the tips that I have. But these tips, if you put them to use, will help you with your partnerships or your group activities. It will help them to run so much more smoothly for class, and you should actually be able to have a great, productive partnership or group activity day in your classroom. So I hope that y'all like these tips. I hope that these are very helpful for you, and y'all have an amazing day.